We are tracking breaking news right now, awaiting his arrival. In a matter of minutes, former U.S. Senator Bob Dole is expected to arrive in Kansas one final time. Good evening to you all. I'm Brett Bagansky. The plane is carrying Dole's casket, his family, and our lawmakers, and they are on their way to the Salina Regional Airport. It was supposed to touch down about 10 minutes ago, so the new ETA is about 25 to 30 minutes from now. And tonight we have team coverage. Here's how we are covering today's events. Chris Pallone shows you Dole's funeral at Washington National Cathedral and the service at the World War II Memorial. Jessica Watson spoke with Dole's nephew. Rebecca Chung and Zach Martin are in Salina. So we're going to start with Zach Martin tonight. And Zach, this is a big moment for the Dole family and many across our state.
Absolutely, Brett, and we're still awaiting the arrival. As you said, we're expecting that to be around 5:25, 5:30-ish for when that plane will arrive, and that's going to kick off a series of events over the next day or so. Starting tomorrow morning, a memorial service for Senator Dole in his hometown of Russell, Kansas. After that, he'll be taken up to Topeka for another ceremony, and for that, I'm going to bring in our Capitol Bureau reporter, Rebecca Chung. Rebecca, kind of what is the plan after they leave Russell in the morning?
Well, thank you, Zach. As you know, the governor is going to be leading the Kansas delegation receiving Senator Dole's casket here in Salina. A lot of things happening tomorrow at the State House as well. The governor will also be leading the delegation receiving the senator's casket there around 4 p.m. ROTC cadets and the Kansas National Guard casket team joining in tomorrow's events. And after that, a public ceremony will take place in the Capitol Rotunda, where we're hearing from the governor with her remarks, also state senators and state representatives sharing their thoughts as well. Zach?
Yeah, Rebecca, thank you so much for that. We're going to continue to have a lot more from Senator Bob Dole's arrival here at Salina Airport coming up later in the 5, as well as the news at 6 and 10 tonight, so make sure to keep it here on KSN. Here for you from Salina, Zach Martin, KSN News 3.
Zach, Rebecca, we're going to check in with you in just a little bit. So after the ceremony in Salina, the hearse and motorcade will take Dole to his hometown of Russell. Tomorrow morning from 9 to 10:30, there will be a public viewing at St. Mary Queen of Angels Catholic Church, followed by a memorial service. Then at 1, the hearse and motorcade will take Dole to Topeka one final time, where he will lie in repose in the Capitol Rotunda. And the trip to Russell will be Dole's first in 3 years. And KSN's Jessica Watson is live in studio. She continues our team coverage. And Jessica, you spoke with his nephew who lives in Dole's childhood home.
Yes, Brett, it has been a hectic week for Dole's loved ones, and many are planning and getting ready to say goodbye. Dole's nephew says the last time the former senator was in Russell was in 2018, and more than 40 family members are coming home to pay their respects, and they're gathering tonight ahead of the memorial tomorrow. And he's proud the community has come together to pay their respects and honor a native son of Kansas.
We were awfully close. Bob was very close to his family. And how many years has it been? He's the only one left. Was our hero, and I'd like to think that Russell, Kansas, and a lot of the country feel the same way about Bob.
Now, Dole's nephew says he knows that tomorrow will be a very emotional day for him, saying that Uncle Bob said it was Russell, Kansas that picked him up back after he was injured in World War II in Italy. Here for you, Jessica Watson, KSN News 3.
Bob Dole was a man of his word. He loved his country, which he served his whole life. God, I love the guy.
I will miss him so much. I think I will still talk to him every night. I love you, Dad. I promise you will never walk alone.
And don't be afraid of the dark.
Before coming back to the Sunflower State, many are remembering Dole in the place where he spent decades representing our state. Chris Pallone showed you how Republicans and Democrats put party aside to honor a war hero and statesman.
They served together in Congress for decades, Bob Dole and Joe Biden. The former senator, now the president, told a crowd of the nation's biggest political figures at the National Cathedral his friend from across the aisle was a genuine hero.
He came into the arena with certain guiding principles, to begin with devotion to country, to fair play, to decency.
Friends, family, and former colleagues paid tribute to the war hero who became a congressman and then a senator from Kansas, someone who believed in compromise and doing what is right, and who challenged others to do the same.
He's sitting back now watching us. Now it's our job to start standing up for what's right for America.
They mentioned his legacy, helping to save Social Security, pushing to make Martin Luther King Day a federal holiday, and leading the drive to create the National World War II Memorial so a grateful nation would never forget the sacrifices of the greatest generation.
Bob Dole understood that it was just not recognition that this greatest generation deserved. It was reflection and renewal.
Dole's daughter Robin grateful for having 67 years on Earth with her dad.
I will miss him so much. I think I will still talk to him every night. I love you, Dad, and I promise you will never walk alone.
As Dole's casket left the cathedral, country singer Lee Greenwood sang those very words.
Walk on, walk on.
Bob Dole was heading home.
Senator Dole's casket passed by a crowd gathered at the World War II Memorial on the National Mall before being flown to Kansas. He will be remembered in 2 services in his home state on Saturday. In Washington, Chris Pallone, NBC News.
And Dole fought for years to get the World War II Memorial built. In 2004, his hard work paid off when it was dedicated on the National Mall.
It was Bob Dole who willed this memorial into place. He pushed the idea, he corralled the votes, he made the phone calls, he enlisted allies, all of us in the cause, and he raised the money.
And Dole's wife Elizabeth placed a wreath at the memorial before getting on a plane to come here to Kansas. Again, we are awaiting the arrival of Dole's plane. This is a live look at the Salina Regional Airport. So we got word the plane will touch down just before 5:30, between 5:25, 5:30. When we have that, we're going to bring it to you live right here on KSN. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to KSN News at 5. A Reno County man is dead after a car crash overnight. This happened southwest of Hutchinson. The Reno County Sheriff's Office said a 35-year-old man went off the road, hit a utility pole, and went airborne. The driver was ejected from the car, but authorities didn't release his name. A traffic stop, then a chase through Wichita, and it ends with 3 people getting hurt in this crash. A Sedgwick County Sheriff's lieutenant said a deputy pulled a truck over for traffic violations. He said while the deputy was checking records, the driver took off, then lost control while trying to exit onto Kellogg at Hillside, and that's when the truck rolled. The lieutenant said the driver had a felony warrant. Both passengers allegedly had drugs on them. One allegedly had 2 guns, and authorities said one of those guns were stolen. Watch out for fake money. It's the warning now from Ark City Police. Now, take a look at this picture. It's one of the $20 bills, but if you notice on Andrew Jackson's left and right side, it clearly says copy money in those 2 places. So officers said if you find one of these counterfeit bills, be sure to call them. The state of Kansas will pay more money for coronavirus testing. And you may remember several weeks ago, KDHE announced it was ending free testing because it ran out of money. But some health experts are fearing a surge of coronavirus cases this winter. Others are also worried about the expanding Omicron variant. The Spark Task Force approved spending $42 million to continue testing.
This is to continue 9, maybe 10 mass testing sites throughout the state. And those are kind of basically free testing, free PCR testing walk-up sites. Our drive-up sites.
The money pays for free testing through March 31st.
And we have snow that's continuing to move through portions of western Kansas this evening. It won't amount to much, especially on the ground, but it will bring us some colder temperatures on the other side of that cold front. How cold? We'll talk details next in your Storm Track 3 forecast.
Now, your Storm Track 3 weather rate forecast.
A powerful cold front rolling through portions of Kansas, and you notice that big temperature difference. 32 degrees at this hour in Denver, 81 degrees towards Dallas, and we're caught right in the middle with temperatures here in Wichita now sitting at 48 degrees, which just a couple hours ago we were nearing that 70-degree marker. Severe weather on the eastern side of this system. Meanwhile, colder temperatures supporting the chance for a little bit of snow even across portions of the Sunflower State, as the bulk of this activity will continue to lift to the north, but we will continue to keep an eye on that activity out across southeastern Colorado. I don't think it's going to amount to much, especially across southwest Kansas, but we will continue to keep eyes on it. A little bit of light snow anywhere from Norton to Hoxie, and most of this is going to stay north of I-70. And again, we may see a few more flurries continuing to mix in, especially across places like Tribune and Syracuse as this system slowly works its way eastward. The problem is we still have a lot of dry air closer to the surface, so you may have noticed a few of those sprinkles throughout the day today. A lot of this activity struggles to make it all the way to the ground, but we will continue to keep eyes on it. Otherwise, if you haven't gotten in on much of the precipitation, you have noticed a few of those clouds mixing back in. Gorgeous sunset tonight from Salina, from our Skyview camera. And if you look out towards the Colby area, you can still see where a little bit of that trace amount of snow continues to linger on some of those elevated grassy surfaces. But in terms of temperatures, you definitely notice the difference. 28 degrees at this hour in Colby, Goodland, as well as Hill City. We still have a few 40s holding on across southern Kansas. 48 degrees here in Wichita, still holding on to 55 degrees in our Kansas City, but that front has now cleared your area, and so those temperatures will continue to tumble. It's also been gusty throughout the day. We've seen winds gusting upwards of 45 miles per hour. And as we continue to see this front work its way to the east, it's only going to continue to usher in some of those colder temperatures. You factor in the wind with that actual air temperature, and it feels more like the teens out across northwest Kansas, 20s for a good chunk of central Kansas, and we are going to definitely need those extra layers if you have any of those plans to be outdoors this evening. There's that blustery northwest wind. You can see most of the moisture continues to stay up to the northeast, so while we may still have a couple showers, even a few flurries left on radar into tonight, most of the activity will be quiet. We'll continue to see those clouds exit to the east, and instead some gusty winds continue to stick with us even throughout the day tomorrow. Temperatures tonight, teens across northwest Kansas, 20s for the rest of the state. Winds out of the northwest sustained 10 to 25 miles per hour. Those winds will relax some as we head into the evening, especially as this system continues to pull off towards the east, but you will notice some winds gusting anywhere between 20 25 miles per hour throughout the day tomorrow will be possible. And speaking of tomorrow, it's going to take a little bit more of a seasonable turn. 40s out to the west, 50s across central Kansas, with winds out of the northwest turning westerly about 10 to 20 miles per hour throughout the afternoon, and then high pressure starts to build in. So as that happens through the second half of the weekend, those temperatures, they're going to be increasing as we wait for our next storm system to continue to take shape. In terms of moisture, though, with it not looking a whole lot likely for many of us. We'll see an increase in clouds Tuesday into Wednesday. We may find a few isolated sprinkles late Wednesday night, early into your Thursday, but moisture at this point hard to promise. Temperatures increasing back to the lower 70s Tuesday into Wednesday, and then there's that cold front. You can see the difference that it makes Thursday into Friday with daytime highs into the 50s. For north central Kansas, expect temperatures to sit a little bit cooler for tomorrow afternoon. Most of us are going to be near the lower 50s, back into the 60s on Sunday, and then that slow climb to the 70s by Wednesday, with overnights ranging anywhere from the upper 20s to eventually the lower 40s. Southwest Kansas, 47 degrees tomorrow and under abundant sunshine. Daytime highs climb to the lower 60s, and we'll see a couple days into the 70s before that second stronger front rolls through next week. For northwest Kansas, abundant sunshine takes us through the weekend. Upper 40s for tomorrow, lower 60s on Sunday, seeing those gradual improvements through about Tuesday. And as that cold front comes through on Wednesday, we will see that drop in temperatures Thursday. Daytime highs back into the 40s, overnights into the 20s.
It's just so remarkable. You had 70s today,
Yeah.
windows open in the car, and then in the northwest part of our state, snow.
Yep, that's Kansas for you this time of the year.
It's just quite remarkable. No matter where you are, it could be a lot different. Erica, thank you for that. So we're going to take you live again in Salina. We are still waiting for former Senator Bob Dole, the World War II hero. He is expected any moment right now. We're going to check back in with our crew, who is live at the scene right now. Zach Martin, Rebecca Chung. We're right back. Update you now to that breaking news. We're getting word that former Senator Bob Dole's plane is arriving right now at Salina Regional Airport. We have a crew at the scene right now. Zach Martin, Rebecca Chung, live at the scene right now. What are you seeing out there, guys?
Hey, Brett. Yeah, so we were told about 15 minutes ago that the plane should be arriving in about 15 minutes.
Pretty soon here.
Yeah, but we are still waiting. You can kind of feel the anticipation really building for this. This is a huge moment for not just the family of Senator Bob Dole, but the community of Salina and the state of Kansas. And as they're still getting everything ready to go right now, as I said, we're expecting it to be just moments away. But as of right now, we still haven't seen an airplane. I'm looking up, but we still haven't seen anything quite yet. Okay, looks like we got it coming in right now. His plane is arriving, and this arrival is actually kicking off several different ceremonies over the next day or so. We're going to start tomorrow morning in Russell, Kansas. That's where we're going to begin with a memorial service at 11 a.m. Around 1 p.m., Senator Bob Dole will be taken up to Topeka. As we said, we do have Capitol Bureau reporter with us right now, Rebecca Chung. And Rebecca, once it gets there, there's even more going on.
Well, as you know, Zach, Governor Kelly is going to be leading the Kansas delegation that's going to be receiving the senator's casket here in Salina. That's what's going to be happening tomorrow around 4 p.m. at the State House. They're going to be opening the doors for that event to the public around 2 p.m. They're encouraging people to attend that are planning to attend to it, planning ahead, and we're going to be hearing from the governor there with her remarks, as well as state senators and representatives as well.
Yeah, so we are still waiting. It looks like the plane should be here just about any moment. We're starting to see officials walk out, color guard, that kind of stuff. So it should be getting kicked off here any moment. As we've been told, this should take around 30 minutes for this ceremony to begin and then end. And then again, as I said, we'll be kicking everything else off tomorrow morning in Russell, Kansas. But we're going to continue to have more from tonight's event here coming up in the news at 6, as well as tonight on the KSN News at 10. So make sure you keep it here in Salina. Zach Martin, KSN News 3.
So once again, you are looking live at the scene right now. This is out of Salina Regional Airport. We are waiting for the remains of former Senator Bob Dole. He is with his wife Elizabeth, his daughter Robin, who gave a very passionate speech today as they were remembering him in Washington, D.C. There is a series of events this entire weekend. Once again, you've got events happening in his hometown of Russell tomorrow from 9 to 10:30, and he is the 1996 nominee, Republican nominee for President of the United States. And it just feels this entire weekend, especially now, that this is the tribute for a person who was the President of the United States, even though he did not gain that honor. So the plane is touching down, as you can see right now. Senator Bob Dole back in his home state of Kansas. And it has been years since he's been back in Russell, Kansas. Lots of events happening right now as you see the plane touch down. Once again, if you're joining us right now here on KSN, this is the plane with former Senator Bob Dole arriving right now at Salina Regional Airport. Array of events this entire weekend to honor a World War II veteran who was a statesman, Russell County attorney, later a lawmaker in Topeka, then a member of Congress, then a senator, and then he was for years the majority leader of the Senate. So once again, we're going to go to our very own Zach Martin, Rebecca Chung, live at the scene as the plane is now touching down here in Salina, guys.
Yeah, Brett, so the plane, as you said, just touched down. It is currently circling around the tarmac. It'll be over near us here in just a few moments. And then once it is, we're told that they will start to move Senator Dole's casket from the plane down to the ground, and that is where the color guard will take over, and they will take it to where the vehicle they are going to be transporting him in. They're actually transporting him in a blue box truck that's sitting off camera over there, and that is only used for presidents generally. They're making an exception for Senator Bob Dole, Kansas's native son. And as this plane continues to circle around right now, you can really just start to see the emotion on some of these people's faces as they see their U.S. Senator pulling into the area. So we're going to continue, as I said, throughout the night, having a lot more coverage here from Salina, as well as we're going to be making a trip to Russell later this evening. So plenty more coming up on the KSN News at 3, and you guys just make sure to keep it locked in here. Here for you, Zach Martin, KSN News 3.
Zach Martin live for us at the scene. If you're just joining us right now here on KSN, this is a live picture from Salina Regional Airport. Former Senator Bob Dole is arriving here in his home state of Kansas. There is a variety of events as Kansas and the entire nation remembers one of our beloved brothers here in Kansas. On that plane is not only his wife Elizabeth, his daughter Robin, but our lawmakers here in Kansas. He was the 1996 Republican nominee for president. And just the feeling that we're getting here, what we're seeing right now, live at the scene with KSN crews, live on the ground, it is the tribute and everything that seems as if he was a president. But so right now we're going to leave you with a speech that he gave in Congress, but it's read by his daughter Robin. Listen in.
As I make the final walk on my life's journey, I do so without fear, because I know that I will again not be walking alone. I know that God will be walking with me. I also confess that I'm a bit curious to learn if I am correct in thinking that heaven will look a lot like Kansas.